It's the Jewish student paper at Queens, and
Queens, especially specific for Queens.
At Queens College. And as I said,
you haven't got some newspaper and organ for the students and Jewish students in the United States. There's
no national newspaper.
Oh, Hillel.
There's no national paper, but there's a Jewish student press service that sometimes sends articles out.
What are you studying? What's your subject?
Political science, politics.
Politics?
Yeah.
You are going to become a politician? Here?
Hope not. Israel.
In Israel? Israel, we don't need politicians so much.
What do you need in Israel?
We need Jews.
Okay.
Workers.
That I am without any trouble.
Yes. And what are Jews studying?
Law and accounting. I hear
Law is also politician.
I hear you need accountants in Israel.
Accountant we need. Every Jew must be an accountant. To make cheshbon nefesh. You know what is cheshbon nefesh? Yes. Before the high holidays, every Jew is obliged to have a cheshbon nefesh.
You should do it every day.
Every day? Better every day.
Don't you need politicians to go and fight for Yehuda and Shomron?
Everyone has to do it, not only politicians. Here in the United States, it's a custom that every member of Congress, congressman, or a member of the Senate, statesman must be a politician, be a lawyer. In Israel, it's not so. Okay, now we'll see what kind of questions you got.
Well, since we're talking about Jews in America and Israel, do you see a future, or what do you see as the future of the American Jewish community as a whole?
The American Jewish community, as far as I can judge by what I have seen, what I am seeing, is making. I think that it's increasing its connection to Judaism. I would say that today the people are closer to Judaism than years ago. I'm talking about a minority of the Jews here, not the majority. Referring to the majority, you are facing a terrible danger today more than ever by assimilation and mixed marriage. Today, I would say that we are losing every day thousands of youngsters, and they will not come back. We always suffered from assimilation and mixed marriages, but today this percentage is so high in the United States and all over the world besides Israel that it puts the future of our people in the diaspora in a great danger. But referring to a minority of you, there is more Judaism today, much more, in the United States, and those they are observing religious customs and mitzvot. They are more proud of doing so than it was years ago. Years ago, a Jew was afraid to demonstrate himself, to put himself on the as a Jew and to demonstrate his Judaism. Today, it's not so. There are many thousands of Jews that are not ashamed to not only to live as Jews in their home, but even in the streets. They are demonstrating they feel dignity, they feel they have pride because of being Jews. This is today increasing more and more. I would say that there is a trend today to return to Judaism more than years ago. Years ago, the trend was against Judaism, and today it's toward Judaism.
So you think that this minority who are becoming more attached to Judaism will become stronger in diaspora and in America?
They are becoming stronger and more influential. Their influence on the people is growing. And for that reason, on one side, we are suffering, we are confronting a tremendous danger by assimilation. This is by the majority, especially among the youngsters. On the other side, even the conservative and the reform now are becoming closer towards religion, towards tradition. For example, I know that they also adopted the system of Jewish day schools, to restore Jewish day schools. a phenomena that was till recently it was possible for them. They fought against them. And of Kiva Deret. Is it Sham? Udi, you know, they all the time, years ago, this conservative movement and reform movement, they fought against opening Jewish day schools. Maximum they could do is to organize Sunday schools or something like that, partial schools that in order to teach them Judaism. Today, there are many day schools that are opening. So this means that, generally speaking, there is a trend towards Judaism and towards religion, even in the campuses. Years ago, a boy or a girl wouldn't dare to wear a kippah in order not to demonstrate his Judaism, that he is a Jew. He was ashamed of being a Jew. Today, this is because of Israel. Israel gave dignity and pride to every Jew in the diaspora. And you know that you are not a deserted man. You have a land. You are people. You are a nation. You are a normal people.
If that is what the feelings that the Israel has given to the Jew in diaspora, what are that Jew's responsibilities then towards Israel?
The responsibility towards Israel is this, that as long as we are one nation with one religion, Israel is not only a land, not a territory, or those that are living in Israel. Israel, the Holy Land, is an integral part of our faith and a very important factor. As it is mentioned in our sources, that the mitzvah, or the commandment of building Eretz Yisrael and living in Israel is important as all other commandments of the Bible.
Living in Israel now is a mitzvah.
So the mitzvah, of course, it is a very important mitzvah that obliges every Jew. By living in Eretz Yisrael today means this is strengthening the state of Israel, strengthening our rights in Israel and our power in Israel and the future of our people in Israel. This is the same thing as praying and putting tefillin and observing Saturday and observing the holidays. There is a mitzvah to live in Eretz Yisrael and to build Eretz Yisrael.
So what can you say to...
You must know that the first commandment, the first connection between the Lord Almighty and Abram was not about eating kasher and not observing Saturday, but what was it? Go to Eretz Yisrael. לך לך מארץ ומולדתך ותביך לארץ אשר אראך. קום ותעלר בארץ לאורכה לחורבה כי לך את מנה. This is so it means that Israel for us is a part and a parcel, it is an integral part, I would say it is the foundation of our faith.
So what about religious Jews who are living in America and don't?
Unfortunately, I don't agree with them. I think that they are accomplishing only a part of the Bible, not complete. They are not fulfilling the 613 commandments.
Well, how would you answer those who use the shvuah in the Gemara Ketubot that you have to wait?
Oh, this is a great mistake. This is the greatest mistake that can be done. Besides other answers, there is in the preface, the Akdama of Eitz Chaim, Chaim Vital. He was the pupil, the greatest. Shalom Aleichem Rabbi Shimon. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Abayim. Bruchim Abayim. Rav Chaim Vital, he was the greatest pupil of Ari HaKadosh. Did you hear about Ari HaKadosh? Sure. The founder of mysticism, of Kabbalah. The founder of mysticism, after, it means in Tzfat. 450 years ago. So the founder of the part of Kabbalah that is called Kabbalat Arif, the Chaim Vital in his Akdome, to his forward to the Sefer Etz Chaim, says that the Shvuos, these vows, 6 vows, are valid only till they were valid. They were valid till the end of the 5,000th year. It means it was valid till 739 years ago.
Why?
They expired at the beginning of this thousand of the 6,000 of years to the creation of the world. Since this by the beginning of the Elef HaShishi, we started the Yemot HaMashiach, and he explains it. Not only this word, the 6 Shuas altogether, they were given only to be valid till the end of the Elef HaChamishi. At the beginning, from the beginning of the Elef HaShishi, this is the days of Mashiach. It starts the days of Mashiach, of the Gula Shlishi, the third Commonwealth. Then everything, all swears are expired, and the greatest commandment, mitzvah, to come and live in Eretz Yisrael too.
I like that. I like that.
What?
Very good.
I like that.
This is very clearly.
What about a
There's another answer. This is from one of the greatest geniuses in the world, Rav Shlomo Goren. It says very plain that the Shvuos was means to mobilize an army in the diaspora in order to attack Israel, to attack the British people or the British or the Arabs in Eretz Yisrael, and to capture Eretz Yisrael from abroad. This was against the Shvuos. But those people that lived in Eretz Yisrael, and if the United Nations decided that we should have a state, you have the right to maintain a state and to establish a state. It coincides with the Shvuos.
what about a merit in
This is
Israel?
his
according to that, what about
He was the greatest genius.
according to him, what about a merit in Israel like the Irgun?
What's it? Well, in Israel we have the right to do so.
Yeah.
In Israel this is not only from outside.
So what about the Jewish Legion? Jabotinsky's Jewish Legion?
Which legion?
The Jewish Legion in World War I, Jabotinsky and Trumpeldor.
They fought together in order to capture us all together with the British and France. This was a part of not as a Jews. We didn't capture for Jews the land. We fought the German and the Russians. Has nothing to do with it.
How does Pikuach nefesh follow in with giving up land? A lot, people try to use that excuse.
That you want to know everything that most hard questions you are asking now.
Well, we get asked the same questions.
Whatever the defense of Israel is involved, Pikuach nefesh is not valid. This I wrote an article, not one article, a series of articles in the Machnaim. Milchemet Mitzvah Docha Pikuach Nefesh. This is the name, under the name of Milchemet Mitzvah Docha Pikuach Nefesh. And capturing and defending Eretz Yisrael. And all 3 kinds of Milchemet Milchamot Mitzvah are considered as are more important than Pikuach Nefesh.
We were discussing.
We have to even. I proved it from so many sources that it's unbelievable to see that there are rabbis, they don't know it. Every law that it is according to the Jewish law is more important than Pikuach nefesh of the individual. Since capturing Eretz Yisrael, this is Pikuach nefesh of the entire nation. And when you have a contradiction between the survival of the nation and survival of the individual, of course we have to prefer the survival of the nation and not the survival of the individual. Defending Israel, Eretz Yisrael, and capturing Eretz Yisrael, maintaining our sovereignty in Eretz Yisrael is considered as Pikuach nefesh of the nation.
That includes Yehuda and Shomron?
Includes, of course, we include Yehuda and Shomron, includes the borders of Eretz Israel.
What about Sinai?
It's another problem. Sinai is another problem. You see that Moshe Rabbeinu, didn't leave any tribe in Sinai. He gave up Sinai. He left Sinai alone and didn't divide it among the tribes. He didn't leave even a group of soldiers there. Sinai is another problem. There are opinions that even Sinai belongs to the part of Eretz Israel. This is Rav Judah Levi in the Kuzari. And this is according to Targum Yonah ben Uziel, and even Rashi maybe. But I have another special system and explanation on that. But not talking about Sinai.
What's your special?
No, this is a logic explanation. A desert, a big desert, were not divided by the Lord to nations. All the big desert, a separate nation, a nation cannot get ownership in the deserts. Deserts were not divided among the nations in the world. Everything you can get ownership only, you can catch ownership, you can get ownership in something if the ownership is according to the Jewish law. Not the Jewish law, it's according to the wish, to the will of the Lord. For example, we cannot get ownership on the moon, in spite of being on the moon. There's no ownership, since it is written, the heaven was given to, were not given to the people. So even when the United States sent the missiles, the rocket to the moon, the Americans, they didn't get ownership on the moon. The moon, nobody can get ownership on the moon. The same thing, according to the halacha, is on deserts, big deserts. These were divided into among the nations. This is according to the halacha that I explained. But this has nothing to do. Israel, we are obliged to come back to Eretz Israel, to capture Eretz Israel, to get,
When you say we're obliged,
to go home.
When you say we're obliged to capture Eretz Israel,
Back, to get back. It's not capturing. This is coming back to our home.
liberation.
To liberate Eretz Israel, yes.
Well, then what about areas that aren't yet part of Eretz Israel?
But this we have no shortage now in territory. We have a shortage in Jews in Eretz Israel. We need Jews in Eretz Israel. We need another few million Jews in Eretz Israel. This is the most important problem now in Eretz Israel. You have to come to Eretz Israel together with you, another hundreds of thousands of Jews. This is the problem. We have no shortage of territory in Eretz Israel now, but we have a deadly shortage of Jews in Eretz Israel. צביה, רוצים לנסוע? מספיק להם כבר.
בחורים נחמדים.
שניהם נחמדים.
באמת. You want to have some cold
רק מה שהם הולכים יותר מדי עם שערות ארוכות שם, גם שמשנה גיבר היה להם הסוף, שבאת לילה ותקזזה להם את השערות.
If they would come to Israel, you would immediately say, cut your hair.
You will on Lag Bomer, you have to come to Miron and cut your hair. We'll arrange a celebration.
Once a year, just on Lag Bomer.
Just like
Lag Bomer, yes.
You wearing it right, both of you?
Yeah, sure.
No, didn't you see?
Okay, that's all.
well,
That's all. Tana,
Okay.
okay.
I'd like to talk more, but
what would you like to talk more?
Maybe
What?
it's a general question, you know, people like.
okay. Well, can I ask you a personal question? I'm just wondering, what were your feelings when you went to the Kotel in '67?
Oh, it's an old story.
What were you thinking?
This was not yet told. There are many stories about Muslim. I was the first Jew in the four holiest places in Israel. The first is the Kotel, and in the Marat HaMachpelah, in Kever Rachel. I broke the doors of Marat HaMachpelah. I shoot in the doors. When you come to Marat HaMachpelah, you will see holes in the gates. This is my hole that I shoot in order to open the doors. And the Marat HaMachpelah, and Kever Rachel, and the Mount Sinai. This was an operation, a special operation, but stories, we have to, many stories about it.
Well, a question like for the Jew who doesn't really know too much of your function, what is the function of the Chief Rabbi in Israel in general?
Oh, it's a economizing function.
I mean, just
Chief
for
Rabbi
the
has,
who doesn't know.
Chief Rabbi has to sit and study, to learn Torah, and to pass them, to decide upon problems that the people all over the world are sending to him. Thousands of responses I am writing. thousands of letters I get from all over the world asking questions, religious questions. We have to answer these questions. We have to solve these problems. The chief rabbi has to solve.
Bleeding countries. What do you think Israel should do about Jews in trouble like in... What do you think Israel should be doing about Jews in, let's say, Iran or in Ethiopia who are trapped there? What's Israel's responsibility?
In Iran, they don't want to come to Israel, the Jews. They can come. Ethiopia, we have to do everything in our power in order to get them out of Ethiopia, the Falashs. But unfortunately, it's very hard today to get them out. We have to get them out. They are under steady danger, physical danger.
Are they allowed out, or
they are not allowed to leave?
So what is Israel doing to get them out?
I don't know. It is something that we have to work very hard in order to take them out. There are 25,000 fellows that we are considering them as Jews. This is the late Rabbi Cook. He decided 60 years ago that we have to consider them as Jews. And we are considering them as Jews. So we have to save their life. We have to save the life of every human being that is under danger. Every human being makes a difference, whether Jew or not Jew. Kulam kaim nefesh echad. The Rambam, his version is not Kulam kaim nefesh echad Israel. This is mentioned in one place in Avod Rab Natan. That not only Kulam kaim nefesh echad Israel, but Kulam kaim nefesh echad. A man who saved the life of one soul is considered as he would save the life of the entire world. They are under danger. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, we understand.
But you saw that
Of course it was important.
the former